very close teams below them, and it's possible they'll drop out the top 8 if they lose here, and they lose next week as well. So let's see what the teams are going to be. Of course, we'll start by introducing the actual teams themselves, just for anyone who hasn't seen the STPL so far. iRk, very strong team, came 3rd overall in Season 1, 27 match wins. This season, of course, they're 6 wins, 4 losses. They are currently 2-0 against Red, which is kind of cool. And Lucky Noob saying, I think for I'll answer that later, it's fine. But essentially, I missed someone's AMA question, didn't I? Just to go back a little bit. I can't see it anymore. It's been completely thrown away by all of the cheers. Well, hopefully I didn't miss anything too obvious or too good. But either way, iRk, very strong team. Red, they've got 21 match wins overall. They are 0-2 against iRk, of course, but they're also 6 wins, 4 losses against iRk. Not against iRk in Season 2 even. Red definitely looking a bit funky in this matchup though. It's gonna be a really fun matchup, I think. I think overall iRk have the strongest lineup, but it could be close. So starting us off for iRk, we're gonna have Oya. We're gonna have Oya versus LML in a PvP. We're gonna have a TVP between Marwin and Horotos. We're gonna have the return of SPX against Eriador Multiverse. That's probably the game I'm looking forward to the most. I'm gonna bring back the keybar. Wait, the keybar doesn't work anymore. I moved the bars. Whoops. But then we're gonna have DeWalt versus Castle. I think out of all of these, DeWalt versus Castle is probably gonna be the most one-sided. I think all the other 3 games could go either way. Obviously, they are very strong players for both teams, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it's actually going to go. Now, let's look at our first map. It's going to be New Tornado. If you're watching Series 1, you already know this, but New Tornado, very standard map. It's been very, very even in terms of win ratios, but of course, it's going to be PvP, so that's not going to come into it too much. But this is a cool map for PvP. Horotos, who's going to be not playing on this map, one of the red teammates of LML, did play on this map and lose against Suga in a pretty cool PvP, so looking forward to seeing it again. Let's introduce our players. Starting us off here for iRk, in a picture I stole from the Corrupted Cup, is going to be Oya on the right. He stood there with Kogut. Oya, pretty good player. He doesn't play too much, but he is living in Sweden right now. He's got a 53% win rate overall, 6 wins, 4 losses against Protoss, so doing pretty good. His opponent going to be LML for red. LML a fairly strong Protoss player as well, 62% win rate overall over 8 games, which isn't too easy to achieve. He's only 1-0 against Protoss, which is a 100% win rate, but it doesn't matter too much because obviously it's only 1 game, but he did actually beat the clan leader of EF on Carthage 3, so should be fun. Regardless, let's get into game number 1. It's going to be a PvP, and it's going to be here on New Tornado. Okay, I apologize about the colors again. At least these aren't too bad, but they are not exactly the best, so we'll have to kind of go around this and see how it goes. But starting us off in the top left-hand corner in the peach, fighting for red, it's going to be LML. I can't, it'll be yellow versus yellow. I've just complained in the captain's channel on the Discord. But starting us off here in the top right hand corner is going to be fighting under the flag of Sweden for iRk. It's Oya. He didn't do top versus bottom LML, unfortunately. Now, I do thank you guys for saying you like the graphics. Now, the trouble is, I just watched that, like, professionally made, like, esports night 10 thing. And, yeah, their overlays, although they're not as animated or anything, it's made me really jealous, because I really, really want to be able to make overlays as good as that. Now it is going to be a PvP. Historically, in the STPL, we often see a lot of mirror games for a mirror matchup. Now, it looks like this game's going to be different though. We've got 2 gate coming in from LML. Oya is going to go for an assimilator, so he is going to gas, gate gas core most likely. Could go in for a second gate as well. He likely will do if he scouts his opponent. Now, Oya is actually going to scout the middle of the map first. He wants to make sure. People trying to work out what LML stands for. LML unfortunately says that LML has no meaning, it's just some random letters. But I'm going to go with the headcanon of Lucky Noob, which is LML means lick my lips. That sounds good. Now core coming in for Oya. LML, of course, he's just going to be building a lot of zealots off of these 2 gateways. Oya has scouted this though, so that is good, because scouting this means you can go for your own second gateway. But Oya kills the probe of LML. I'm apologizing for the colors once again. They didn't host on top versus bottom for some reason. Now usually Oya and LML have been pretty good against this, so they probably just made a mistake. But LML, just make sure next time you host the game that you guarantee that it's definitely on top versus bottom. Because essentially, otherwise we end up with situations like this. It's really hard to tell the zealots apart. Luckily enough, I can just about tell, so it's fine. But I can see why this would be a problem. Now, LML doing a pretty good job keeping his zealot alive. Did actually manage to get a hit on a probe through the minerals. There's going to be another 2 zealots coming in as well. And it's only 1 gate so far for Oya. So LML is actually in a really good spot for the time being. Looks like there is a Dragoon, but that's going to get locked out at the base by the zealots if he chooses to turn around. Looks like he just wants to go for some probes. Definitely a good choice. First zealot has gone down for LML. Let's see if he can kill some probes. Oya with a nice drill, losing one of the probes immediately, actually sniping one of the ones he attacked earlier. Oh my god, this drilling is so good. Oh my, is he going to get both the zealots and only lose a single probe? Okay, he loses 2 or 3 probes, I think this is now. But for the amount of zealots that he's had in his mineral line, then that's kind of crazy. Those probe drills are really good. Now there is another couple of zealots coming in, but unfortunately the age of zealots has ended. Essentially LML is in the Bronze Age. Oya has moved up to the Iron Age and has learned to get cavalry, and that's going to cause problems because essentially cavalry horses are obviously faster, and they have, well, I guess they kind of have additional range over barbarians, which is what LML is stuck with for now. But we do have the gas, we do have the core, so it is going to be Dragoons coming in for both players. But the Dragoon count obviously from Oya going to be a lot higher. He's not lost a single unit so far other than a couple of probes. He does have a worker disadvantage, which is always going to be a problem, and that does mean that LML does actually have a supply advantage. But that supplies in probes, and they're essentially not going to they're not gonna do too much. Now we've got 2 zealots that are gonna help be able to defend against the bottom of the ramp. This means that Oya can't push up, which is exactly what he wants to do. And yeah, as LML said, obviously Oya lost a lot of mining time from drilling. Let's keep an eye here. Looks like Oya can't really push up, but LML can't really push down. Looks like he really wants to break up though. Zealot moving back at the perfect timing. Nice. Does go down though, which is a bit of a problem. Wait, did he lose it? No, he didn't. It was actually Oya who lost his zealot. And now finally the Dragoon count is actually even for the time being. Of course, fighting up onto the high ground is very, very difficult. So he's not going to necessarily want to do that for now. Now, is there any additional tech coming in? There's a robo coming in for Oya, for LML, sorry. For Oya, there's no additional tech. So it's going to be nothing but Dragoons all the time here, and he is going to continue to see if he can try and break up. Well, we've got LML going into a gateway, he's going into an additional pylon as well, and as long as he can get enough Dragoons on the top of his ramp, Oya is not going to be able to break up here. This is definitely a close matchup so far, but I'd definitely give the edge to LML, although Oya, he's finally broke through the zealots, he's finally going to be able to push up, but no, he loses a couple of Dragoons himself. And things tie up again. It's actually 5 versus 5. Health looking a little bit better for LML. He has the defender's advantage. And we've got the extra goons coming over. Once again, Green, I am very, very sorry, because essentially, I mean, you can see the colors, it's not great, but because we know where the players are, it's not too bad. LML has already apologized for hosting in the wrong mode. But yeah, Shad pointing out that Oya is trying to attack up the ramp. It's definitely a very bad choice. But it's a choice I think Oya feels like he has to make because he's down in workers. He's actually down by 7 probes now. He's down in gateways now as well. We've got additional tech in here for a LML that Oya doesn't have. He's nowhere near a robo. Well, okay, he's almost got a robo, but he's nowhere near Reaver. He's nowhere near Observatory either. And Res16V, unfortunately, it's not on top versus bottom. I do know about the shift tab to switch colors, and I would have done it before if it wasn't for the fact it wasn't on top versus bottom. The players made a mistake, they didn't follow the rules, but unfortunately, fortunately it doesn't matter too much. We've got LML breaking down. This is actually a massive misstep. I don't know why he's going down the ramp. He was in such a good spot. He just wants to try and get rid of Oya from the game, but unfortunately, that's actually going to be a favorable trade here for Oya rather than LML. So LML going to come down with some additional units. Looks like Oya added a couple of zealots in, which is going to help a little bit. And LML, I mean, got good target firing, does kill 2 of the goons from Oya, does lose one of his own, the zealots, getting on top of the dragoons from LML. But it looks like LML is finally going to be able to secure his natural. And Oya going for an expansion first. I mean, I genuinely thought this game would be over pretty quickly, but looks like we're going the long haul. We're going to have both players expanding. Both players do have observers, and neither player is going for a robo support bay, so it's essentially going to be nothing but dragoons, nothing but gateway units for a very long time here, and Kingdom would certainly be proud being gateway man, but it's weird how we don't see any additional tech. We do see a 4th gateway coming in. Reavers here would pretty much end the game for either player if they did get them. Reavers obviously a very good unit, a very good skill to have. Maybe not as good as a skill as carriers, but looks like we are going to have LML pushing in. I'm really unsure about this decision making, but he is going to break through. He does kill 3 dragoons, losing 2 of them. His dragoons are quite low, which makes this very, very difficult. If we actually bring them up, we can see there's... Okay, it's 5 versus 5, but look, oh my god, is LML really going to get away with like a ton of dragoons on like 1 hit away from death? Wow. That's a little bit unfortunate for Oya not killing those, but very, very fortunate for LML. Now LML did lose his first observer, but where he's not got a robo support bay, it doesn't matter too much, he can just rebuild another one. It is a little bit annoying, but oh, looks like we're going to have an observer loss for both players, so... Well, that's it. Now, Predge, unfortunately, I do have a lot of information, but I don't know the exact amount of shots from one goon to kill another. As Lucky Noob says, it's around 5 or 6, I think, but not too sure. We can keep an eye out next time it happens, though. We should have, like, full probes still. Looks like we are going to have a second observer from Oya coming into the main base here. Once again, sorry about the colors, guys. Definitely not the best viewing experience. We'll get that sorted for next time. Green saying nobody knows. Zerg and Terran don't care and Protoss can't count. Oh my goodness. The colors aren't on purpose, Temp. Essentially LML forgot, or LML or Oya forgot to host on top versus bottom. He has apologized. He is in the chat. If you want to berate him, please do it nicely. He has apologized, and he is a very friendly German guy, so don't be mean. If you're mean, I'll time you out, but feel free to have a little friendly bit of banter with him. Now we've got a support bay finally coming in for LML. Never too late. But we've got a Forge coming in for Oya. He's got a support bay as well. We're going to see Reavers from both players. We're actually going to see shuttle speed coming in for Oya. I wonder if LML's going to go for that as well. Shuttle speed, obviously, against no shuttle speed is pretty good. And guys, we have another PvP coming up at the end of the series, so if you guys want to figure out how many shots it takes for a goon to kill a goon, just clip when we have the initial goon fight in the beginning and then you can work it out. Now it looks like, oh, you're going to push out on the map. LML has a ton of units right now. I think LML's army is definitely bigger, but of course don't forget he does have nearly 10 supply and probes. He's got 11 supply and probes actually. But let's see how this goes. Obviously, that was 2 volleys to kill that goon. But both players doing a pretty good job microing. Looks like LML may have a little bit too much though. But let's not forget there was some very, very low health Dragoons before for LML that did survive the previous engagement. But looks like LML has managed to break through. A lot of the low health Dragoons did die, but he's got so many gateways, he's got so many units that, yeah, it's looking really, really bad for you. Can Oya get a reroute? Yes, he can. Reaver's obviously going to be incredibly pivotal in this engagement. He doesn't have the Scarab upgrade or damage upgrade, but that's to be contested essentially. Well, not contested, but that's to be expected. Sorry. We've got LML starting to put up a little bit of a contain here. He's got a probe over here to scout for any shuttles coming out. He's got a pylon down here scouting for any shuttles. And he's going to go for a third base. Now this wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. He's got an observer that's seen the fact there is a robo and a reaver and a shuttle even. So he knows he has to send some units back to defend. But how many does he send back? Oh, he's actually got tons in his base already. And he does have this shuttle, so... yeah, looks like we're going to have the shuttle going through the top half of the map. There's actually not that many units back here to defend. There is a forge to help all this off, but... oh no! Oh no, LML doesn't know the shuttle's coming for him. He's sending all of his units away. He's even sent his... oh, this could be massive. This is the move that Oya needs to get back into the game. But it looks like the Reaver not going to be able to kill any probes, and the shuttle going to be forced to go back. Oh my goodness, LML with the Galaxy Brain play there, moving in, capturing the retreating shuttle, and that was crazy. Oh, and LML saying he knew the shuttle was coming. I guess he was just going to intercept, but got there a little bit late. But there we go. Looks like we are going to have LML push forward. This Reaver is worth its weight in gold. It's doing so much damage. We're going to go down. There's another Reaver at the back, and it is just Dragoon versus Dragoon, which is just crazy. And this is, I mean, this Reaver, man, is doing so much. How on earth has Oya managed to hold on to this? Oh my god, the shield battery, unfortunately unable to get the shields up high enough. And it looks like it could be the end of the game here. Very difficult to tell exactly what's going on because it's Goon versus Goon. But it looks like LML is up 30 supply now over his opponent. And it looks like he could be taking red to a quick 1-0 lead in the series. Hey Albert, good to see you again. And LML has done a fantastic job engaging this. Just so many units. No shuttle to go back here. GG. Oh, LML taps out. Man. All the wrong names. All day long. Oya taps out and LML takes game number 1. The first war ended 4-0. Second war is currently 1-0 in favor of red. That was a really cool PvP actually. A lot of back and forth. Apologies once again for the colors, but we'll sort that out next time. LML with the first win, definitely going to be very important in this series. Because if you don't know who's playing, I'm going to show you guys again. Just because of how strong these players are for both these teams. Now, up next, let's just bring this up and I'll let you guys see for yourselves. That was obviously game 1. Game 2, we're going to have Marwin versus Haratos. Marwin, a very strong Terran player for iRk. Then we're going to have SPX, another amazingly strong Terran player. And then they're up against DeWalt to finish off the series. If LML didn't win game number 1, this would be a very tough series. But I think they have a chance. Even if they can't win all 3 games, they only have to win 1 to take it to the ace match. And Eriador is a very strong Zerg player, so looking forward to that game. Obviously, Haratos is a pretty strong Protoss player as well. So when we get back after this short break, we'll be heading into game number 3. Game number 2. It's going to be Marwin versus Haratos.
Outstanding. Rock and roll.
we have a ton of Matcherino codes still to use, so I'm making this quick video to show you how easy it is to actually use them. So you click the Matcherino link, it brings up the Matcherino page. In the top right, you hit sign in. You sign in with whatever you want to. In this case, I'm going to sign in with Twitch. That'll take you back to the page, and then if you hit contribute, you put in the coupon code LSTPL. You can put a comment if you want to, and you can hit contribute right there, and it'll add it to the prize pool. Easy as pie. STPL does! Bio TVP. Wow! You got it! STPL does! Mass Scouts? No problem. Broadcast 3 nights a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2100 CEST. Fantastic casting, fantastic production, fantastic prizes. Only here on the STPL. Did you know Reavers could be this radical? How did these lings even get here? All I know is that's one dead base. STPL does! Wraiths, Valkyries, Carriers, and Corsairs? Forget about it. You won't see that anywhere else. STPL does! STPL does! STPL does! STPL does! STPL does! DT's doing game-ending damage? Name a more iconic duo. We've even got carriers in PvZ. How amazing! A global team league on the scale you've never seen before. Don't see this in BWCL, STPL does! All that and more. Only on this amazing 64-bit STPL. What BWCL don't. Impressed? I know I am. Why not support us on the link below? Patreon.com/kicks. But act fast. It's a limited offer. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for... Yeah, we're in series number 2 already. We're going to be going into game number 2 of series 2. And Castleman, come on, let's not do that. Not a nice word. Get timed out for 1 second, just to think about what you're doing. I don't know how to, like, for some reason I can't see the delete button on single things, so we'll just castle you out. Castle you out. It's not a nice word, Castleman. Come on, you don't need to do that. 1 second, yeah. It's a 1 set. It's not a ban. It's a timeout. And yeah, so we're gonna go into game number 2. I will say, rejoice, guys. We have good colors. We finally have good colors. Let's introduce our map initially, and then we can go into the players. Yeah, the word was slut. It's just he's talking about Sasha Grey. Like, yes, Sasha Grey starred in pornography, but it's no reason to call her that word, because that's a pointless word. Like, it doesn't mean anything at all. It's so dumb. Like, it's really, really dumb. But yeah, either way, BlitzX is going to be our map here. TVP on this map has been pretty fun, but Terran are currently up 12 for 5. As a matter of fact, I think it might be 12 for 6 now. Bonus game has come in. And this should be a really, really sick series, a really, really sick game, should I say. Let's have a look at our players. Starting us off for iRk, it's going to be Marwin. Marwin with a 56% win rate overall. He's won his last 5 games in a row. Could he make it 6? Could he start to head his way into the top ranking of the streaks? It's going to be difficult, but we'll have to see. And yeah, Albert, isn't like end in Swedish, like Einstadt or something? I seem to remember seeing that written down before. And yeah, starring in pornography, I'm just going to say, is a perfectly respectable profession. If you want to do that, and you can make money doing it, why not? But yeah, going back to Brood War, of course, don't want to talk about Sasha Grey too much. But Marwyn, very, very cool player. His opponent going to be Haratos. Haratos with a 46% win rate, not too far behind his opponent. Ranking-wise, he is... but that doesn't matter too much. He's still doing pretty well. He did lose his recent game, but the last game he played against Terran, he won. Yeah, so Albert's saying it's not pronounced the same, but it's the same letters. I guess this must be like Sloot or something. Something crazy like that, but either way. Let's head into game number 2. It's Marwyn versus Haratos, and it's here on Blitz. Okay. Starting us off in the top left-hand position in the white, fighting for iRk from Sweden, it's Marwyn. And his opponent spawning over here in the top right-hand position is the red Protoss player fighting for red. It's Haratos from Germany. And TAC, unfortunately, I can't become a Twitch partner. I do meet the criteria, but the criteria isn't all there is. Like, the criteria is only essentially to apply to be a partner, but it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to get in. I've applied 3 separate times. Every single time I've been rejected after about a month and a half, when they say they're going to take a week to get back to you. And they've rejected me with a generic message, so I actually have no idea why I'm not, like... why, like, if I could figure out exactly what the problem was, it'd make things easier. But I guess it's because I don't get many subs. I obviously take a few breaks within streaming as well. I'm not streaming as often as they probably want partners to stream, but it's mainly because it's not my job yet. Like, I can't really become a full-time streamer without making a lot more money, and obviously the best way for me to do that would be through Patreon instead of Twitch, so I guess they don't quite like that very much. And Marine Medicorgy, unfortunately, showing cleavage is not all you need to do to get partnered. Otherwise, I just get Aggie's picture, because Aggie's got some nice man cleavage, man. Just saying. Okay, we've got core coming up, so gate gas core for Haratos. Looks like Haratos going to build a pylon over here as well, just to make it so he can check for any drops coming in. Super important drops on this map. Very, very strong. Now, it is going to be a gas expansion, most likely for Marwyn, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a 2 factory play as well. No, it's going to be a factory expansion. 2 of the SCVs have been pulled off of gas. And it is a shame. I really wish I could get the quality options, because I know there is a good number of people that try and watch and they can't. The good news is, if you can't watch live, you can always check the Twitch VOD after the cast, which does have quality options, I think. And also you can check out the YouTube, the link's below, and I upload everything around 24 hours after it's been casted. I usually finish the stream quite late and go from there. So Marwyn isn't going to be building his command center on location. As a matter of fact, he's not going to be building a command center at all at the moment. He did build a couple of extra marines, which means his command center is a little bit later than it maybe could be. Looks like he is going to finish building his factory, build a command center first, and most likely build a bunker immediately afterwards. Now the SCV did get into the main, stole a couple of minerals. Chad's saying if we get people to get their friends to watch STPL more often, we'll get thousands of viewers. That would be pretty amazing. Unlucky noob, I'm going to have to admit, When I saw that link, I was like, what the hell have you just posted? Apparently it's a petition. I don't know what the petition is for. Yeah, the esports night had like 8k people watching it, of course, and I mean that was during the day as well, so it's difficult, but then people are more willing to tune into pro players than they are sort of Korean amateurs and top foreigners, so it's unfortunately what happens. Obviously esports night had a lot of advertising. It's a professional tournament as well. But you never know, the more I build on STPL, the better we do, the more viewers we can get, the more the prize pool goes up, the more sponsors we can grab, and eventually we can head into a live final, and maybe even one day in like 10-20 years when I'm making enough from streaming that I can essentially run team houses and we'll have like people playing professionally in the foreign scene. That'd be crazy. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I did an interview with Tai2 recently for Team Liquid, by the way, so if you guys are interested more about, or in hearing more about what my actual goals are, it's a good place to check those out. I kind of outlined what I was going to go for and stuff like that, but essentially I want to help the STPL grow. I am looking for sponsorships, so if anyone wants, or if anyone knows someone that owns a company that wants to sponsor a Brood War tournament, get them in contact with me, because I will take sponsorships from anyone. If I have to sit there advertising Flex Tape, I will advertise Flex Tape if it means the prize pool goes up. But the other way, if you do want to help me, if you do want to support the STPL monetarily, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it through subbing to the channel, which doesn't really help too much because I'm not a Twitch partner. You can also... what was I going to say? Yeah, you can also support via Matrino. That will... Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. LML saying, would you be okay about being sponsored by Dildo King? You know what? I'll do it. That'd be hilarious. Oh my god, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. That'd be an amazing sponsorship. It'd have to be big though. Oh my god, that that sounds dodgy as hell. Okay, in terms of what's going on in this game, oh no. Okay, well, in terms of what's going on in this game, not much is happening. We've got gateways coming up. We have we have both players going for expansions. We've got Marwin going for 2 factory. He's going to go for his armory. He's got +1 attack coming in already, which is very good upgrade timing. And yeah, you broke me. Dildo King broke kicks, and that sounds even worse. But yeah, what I was saying before was if you want to support monetarily, you can do it through the prize pool by donating directly to Matrino, or you can donate to the Patreon, which is the best way to support me as a streamer. If I can make enough through Patreon, I can make this at least more of a full-time thing. It's going to take a lot to kind of replace my salary, so I don't think that's ever going to happen. But essentially, if I can take 1 additional day off away from my actual full-time job and cast more, then that'd be better. I'd be able to do more events, I'd be able to cast STPL more often, give you guys more content, and make more of those stupid meme videos. So... Green saying you would never trust sponsored content if the creator didn't use the product. Oh my god. I mean, it's... Oh, why did LML bring that up? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going up to 5 factories here for Marwin. No, 4 factories, sorry. He's going to need to get his starport and science facility done pretty soon. We actually had a couple of vultures go in. They didn't kill... sorry I missed this. I was too busy laughing. Yeah, looks like he did kill a couple of probes, not too many. But still enough to be a little bit annoying. LML, of course... Oh, sorry, Horritas, of course, not on 3 bases just yet. Now, Marwin is actually going to be the one expanding first, so this is definitely a good position for him to be in. Obviously, I did mention at the beginning of the cast of this series that Marwin was a very strong Terran player from outside of Korea. Now, Radley is saying, looks like Marwin is in a bad spot, and I'm going to assume it's because he doesn't have a covert ops. Am I correct, Radley? But I mean, Marwin's pretty much got nothing but tanks right now, but that's all he needs. Now we've got Double Forge coming up here for Horitas. We're going to have an Arbiter Tribunal coming in as well. Not going to be carriers. Arbiter's definitely better on this map, I would say. And the trouble is, it's whether or not Marwin is going to be prepared for... for recall. Radley just said in chat, if you're wondering why I was laughing. Basically before, he said he looks like Marwin in a bad spot. Definitely I wouldn't like to be on his place. And Radley said because he's playing against Protoss. I just noticed. How have you only just noticed he's only just playing against Protoss, Radley? Oh my goodness. Oh jeez, we're 10 minutes into the game. Okay, drop coming in. This time the drop could do a little bit more damage. There's going to be mines lead at the top of the ramp. This is going to make it very difficult for Horitas to get back in the base. 3 probes have gone down, 4 probes, 5 probes, 6 probes, 6 probes, 7 probes. 7 probes have gone down, more mines going down in the mineral line. Gonna keep those mines alive as well. The Zealots unfortunately unable to clear these up. Oh, Radley saying you... Radley saying you didn't notice because he was busy with laughing. Now, the Vulture's going to get in, scout everything that's going on. He's not going to be able to see its stasis first, but that's fairly normal. These Vultures have really outstayed their welcome in this game. They've killed another Vulture, another Zealot even. Marwin's Vultures are doing pretty well this game. Now, there is a cannon, so unfortunately this Hero Vulture going to go down. Looks like we are going to have Marwin breaking through the middle of the map though. And this is definitely looking pretty good. Oh my goodness, we've got a Nexus on top of the mine. Look how unfortunately placed this mine is. Imagine, right, imagine this, guys, in like a minute, all of a sudden 20 probes transfer down here. Well, not in a minute now, before, like 10 seconds. And a Zealot walks in with them. Oh my god, if that happens, I would cry. Oh, that would be so bad for Horitas. But looks like we are going to have Marwin breaking through the middle of the map. This is going to allow him to push fairly easily, but there is going to be Arbiters coming in soon. Recall isn't first. So Horitas is going to have to rely on Stasis Field. And look how well spread Marwin's tanks have been so far. Now, I think Marwin's assuming that Horitas is going to take the closer base, but unfortunately for him, he's not. So he's not going to be able to break this base, but you know what he's going to be able to do? He's going to be able to push here and take a 4th base. And Marwin is so far ahead in this game, as Shad points out. This is so many tanks. The Observer going to go down to the turret as well. You hate to see it, but it happens. The mine is done. Oh, gone even. But here we go. Looks like we are going to have the tanks on the high ground. We do have an Arbiter, but unfortunately it doesn't have that much energy. We should have EMP done, or at least coming in. It should be done by now. Looks like a couple of Dragoons coming backwards, but didn't really do too much. +2 attack, just finishing up. And +3 attack started. I think this is going to be it. Horitas is not going to be able to hold on from this position unless he gets the world's biggest stasis. And he's going to have to wait another 30 seconds at the very least, I believe. Maybe even longer. To be able to get that to come in. And while that happens, his natural nexus is going to go down. His rally points are going to be causing problems as well. Looks like the Dragoons on the high ground going to do their best to try and hold on. But unfortunately, it's too few units. There we go. GG. Horitas tapped out. Marwin with an incredibly strongly played TVP wins game number 2. Now, I'd just like to say a massive thanks to all of you guys who are tuning in. We're actually at 142 viewers, which has been the highest we've been at for a while. Usually we'll reach about 120, so good to see you guys here. Obviously, that was a relatively quick game. I am going to give myself just a very short break, should be only a couple of minutes, just while I stretch my legs for a second and get a quick drink. So see you guys very soon for the next game in the series. Should be a good one. It is going to be Eriador versus SPX, my highlight match of this series. See you guys soon. Toss a coin to your content creators, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your content creators, a friend of humanity. Okay guys, welcome back. We're here for game number 3 in our second series of today. Once this game is over, there's still another game. Wait, is there one more game? Yeah, there'll be one more game in the series, possibly 2, depending on the outcome of this series. Then we'll have another series as long as this game doesn't go on for an hour and 10 minutes. So let's have a look at our next players. Starting us off here, well, the map even is going to be multiverse. One sec. And Crespas is saying, what is about those cars? Essentially, I found out last week when I was off from work about 2 to 3 a.m. a load of street racing guys like turn up with their really cool sports cars and they park out sort of like in the garage across the road from me. And I saw an old 90s Miata, which is a Mazda MX-5, and I thought it looked amazing. And I wanted to take a video for some reason of it driving away. So that's why I did it. I'm not like a massive car nerd, but I watched Initial D, and then it got me into like old Japanese sports car. Well, not old, but like 90s to 2000s like Japanese sports cars. So, I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable about it or anything. I'm a massive fucking weeb. That's what it is. But either way, it was kind of cool seeing the weird street racing people. Street racing is obviously incredibly dangerous. Do not do it. Most people who do street racing are incredibly dumb, and they are putting people's lives at risk, but they have cool cars, so... Okay, well, multiverse. Cool map. TVZ, it's been fairly favored in terms of Terran, so... Definitely not looking good for Terran, of course. Yeah, the fantasy of street racing is a lot cooler than the reality. Now, the thing is, like, street racing in Japan is really cool because they obviously do the toge runs, which is around the mountains and stuff. But just racing in the middle of a street is so dumb, so don't do it. Obviously, the proper underground racing scene in Japan kind of hasn't existed since the 90s. I mean, it still does, but the like Japanese police have made it nearly impossible to race, so things are a little bit safer out there now. But definitely the fantasy of street racing is a lot more interesting than the reality of it. And that's awful. Okay. I'm losing it today. If we have a look at our players, starting us off here for iRk, it's going to be SPX. SPX, 33% win rate in the STPL, which isn't super high. He's been up against some fairly strong opponents. He did beat Radley on this map, but he has lost his only TVZ. And he's overall a pretty good player. Sorry, I'm kind of losing it a bit today. I don't know why. I think I'm just tired. But let's have a look at his opponent. It's going to be Eriador. Eriador, one of the better players at the STPL. So is SPX, of course. But Eriador with a 56% win rate, rank 42. One of the only players that race picks. He's 4 for 4 against Terran. He always plays TVZ though. ZVT, sorry. So he's definitely got a lot of experience. Eriador has played this game since the year 1998, if I remember correctly. He's been playing it since release, so if there's one guy that knows crazy strats, knows exactly what to do, knows how to play these maps, it's going to be this guy. Albert, I'm not going to put the league standings up just yet, just because if I do that, it's not up to date. So I'll put it up at the end of the stream, I'll clip it, I'll put it on Twitter, and it'll be on the in the thread as well. So SPX versus Eriador should be really, really sick. Let's get in to game number 3 on Multiverse. Okay, starting us off here in the 1 o'clock position in the green, it's going to be your Terran player from Russia. It's SPX. Albert, both of these teams are 6 wins, 4 losses, so they're both tied up. And his opponent from Norway in the Magenta, it's your Zerg player, Eriador, aka Liquid Drone. They are in close air positions, as Radley points out. This can make things a little bit better for the Zerg player because Muteless obviously going to be a lot stronger. But later in the game, dropships from SPX are going to be very strong as well. If he goes for mech as well, close by air isn't too much of a big deal. We'll have to have a look at how this is going to go. Looks like Green saying let's all email Dildo King to sponsor cakes. Oh my god. Can you imagine? They're like, oh, this seems like a cool idea. It's like an old game. There's going to be a lot of adults watching it. Let's sponsor this guy for $100,000. And I have to... I have to advertise dildos. Oh my god. LML was saying that's actually a real company in Germany. And they have outdoor advertisements. So I don't know how that works. Eriador does use muters, most certainly. He is definitely a muteless user. You probably never see him use muters because he usually goes straight into queens, but he can definitely use muters. He can use them well. He doesn't really use them in PvZ or in ZVP even, but in CVT he does. ZVT Eriador's builds are usually quite standard. He rushed queens on Holy World, but that's because of the... That's how it goes, but yeah. As Green said, Eriador definitely the king of queens. And not the terrible sitcom. Now SPX going to be going for a barracks double here. Barracks fast expand. Perfect for him. Eriador, of course, going to be going for a hatchery first. He's going to go into a gas now, into a spawning pool. I don't know whether or not we're going to see 3 hatches from Eriador. Most likely he's going to go into 3 hatch, but he could just go 2 hatch spire here. He is building up, he is kind of building up a lot of, he's building up a lot of minerals, so it wouldn't surprise me to see a 3rd hatch. It's kind of strange they'd be saving these all up. Now he does go for speed first. Is he going to go for a Lingual Lin? That would be so unlike Eriador. He is going to be building 6 Lings at once, so... it'd be kind of cool to see if this is going to work. Expansion coming up here for SPX is going to be going into Academy. So this is actually 1 Rax Academy into a 2nd Rax. Now this is... from what I remember, an incredibly old school build. Usually nowadays for 2 Rax Academy, you would go for the 2nd Rax first, and then the Academy are on 26 supply. But he's going for a super fast Academy, so this is going to be super, super fast upgrades coming in here from SPX. Now I do apologize, my nose is starting, well, my voice is getting a little bit nasally again. Fake Finn with a fake Liquipedia link saying the Dildo King STPL Season 3. Oh my god, Ariador's gonna get into the meme with Lings. Oh my goodness, this is bad for SPX. He's gonna, he's not gonna delay the barracks, but he is gonna be able to catch any Marines. Look at SPX, he's gone for a Firebat first. Ooh, Firebat first is pretty sick here. It's going to help him be able to hold on to these Lings fairly well, but Ariador doing a lot of damage already. 2 SUVs have gone down. Bradley saying the DKPL, the Dildo King Pro League. Yeah, Ariador is doing a very good job here. Could he get another drone? Or another SUV? I don't think so. The Firebats coming in here. Now the benefit of Firebats is they have +1 armor to begin with. Now it was a two hatchery build here from Ariador. He's going into Spire. He's adding on a couple of creep colonies into Sunkens because he knows there is going to be a very, very quick push here. Stim is almost done. This is incredibly early in the game. He's going to go into range immediately after this as well. Now, there's only 1 medic, which means he's not going to be able to break through 2 Sunkens, but he is going to be able to... Oh, did he see the drone? Yes, he did. But unfortunately, even if you see the drone, you can't get through it. Drone using the minerals to glide through this installation gate, and Ariador is going to take a very cheeky 3rd base, and there's going to be nothing, at least for now, SPX can do about it. The only option he has is to go into +1 attack, go into range... Oh my god, really? Wow, nice target firing by Ariador. Looks like SPX really wanted to use... Wow, what a defense. SPX wanted to use the medic to suck up all of the Sunken hits. And Ariador defends. He target fires with his Sunkens. He moves his drones out. He loses a couple, but he kills all of the bio. And that's a very sick hold. A very nice try from SPX. But now SPX is incredibly far behind in this game. It's going to be so difficult for SPX to come back, much like the TVZ we saw in series number 1. It's very difficult to actually deal with Mutilus if you lose your initial bio, so it's hard. This is going to be a very tough game for SPX to come back from. He's going to be down a base. He's not going to be able to attack that base. There's going to be a ton of medics, a ton of Mutilus even. Now, of course, when you lose all your bio, you're forced to build a ton of extra turrets as well. That delays additional barracks, it delays your tech, it delays pretty much everything that matters in a TVZ. Now, Ariador still has to actually micro his Mutilus, and that is a hard thing to do in this game, so we'll have to see if that's actually going to work out too well. But it looks like Ariador hasn't gone into a Queen's Nest, no Hydralisk thing coming up. So it's going to be 3 base, it's going to be 3 base Hydra Lurker, or 3 base Muta Lurker. He's not going to go into a Queen's Nest just yet, so we're not going to see an infest for a very long time, most likely. Ariador is the player who I think has infested more command centers than anyone else, so keep an eye out for that one, guys. Now, as things start to advance, we get more and more Mutilus coming in here. The engineering base about to finish +1 attack. We do have a decent amount of bio now for SPX. Obviously, it's not as good as what you want. He did lose a lot of gas bio, but yeah, LML saying Ari probably has infested more command centers than all other players combined. Imagine if there was like an infested command center count for his entire career. LAFS asks which team is the favorite. Essentially, both of these teams are fairly well balanced. I definitely say in this series, iRk have the stronger roster, but obviously it is tied up 1-1. There is still 2 games remaining at the very least. We could have an ace match, but Ariador is likely going to have to win this game because the next game is going to be DeWalt versus Castle. And if you don't know who DeWalt is, he's the 2nd best Protoss player outside of Korea, arguably the 2nd best foreign player, and he is the highest ranked foreign player, I think it is. No, he's 2nd highest ranked foreign player in the STPL. Let me just double check that actually. Yeah, so Kogat's 3rd, DeWalt is 4th, and that's over 300 players, so Who's first? It's 1-1. Oh, first in the STPL is Soul. First, yeah, Scan is number 1. Scan is number 1, Noob is number 2. Then it goes Kogut, and then DeWalt. And if you follow FakePin's link to the wonderful Liquipedia, of course, massive shout out to Liquipedia, our sponsor. You can check the rankings from, I think it was Sunday when I sent that over, or maybe it was Tuesday, I can't remember. Albert, you say you've almost missed all game, but I don't think you have. This game could be a long one. Of course, it's Eriador. I think on average, he may have longer games than anyone else in the entire tournament. If we look at his average game duration is 20 minutes. It's not very often you get that in a team league, so kind of crazy. Eriador is a strong player, so is SPX, of course. Eriador definitely looking a little bit better in this game so far, but there's still a lot of time to go. And you can tell where SPX's games usually end quickly. His average game time against Zerg is actually 7 minutes. One thing you did miss, Albert, was a really sick hold by Eriador. So if someone clipped that, that'd be amazing. If you didn't clip it and you want to, watch the VOD after the cast and get it done. Now, Eriador's hidden a ton of lurkers into his main. But unfortunately, they got scanned immediately, so... Lucky Noob saying you can't infest before you get a Queen's Nest, which is why his game goes on so long. Now, I mean, Vessels are good. He's going to have 2 Irradiates. But there is multiple lurkers. It's going to be very difficult to irradiate them all. Interestingly, Eriador doesn't choose to stack his lurkers. That's a really good tool to use against Irradiate. Eriador going for a 4th base down here in the bottom right. Bottom left. Top right has been done for a while. He's got the 3rd gas. And SPX, he still doesn't have a dropship. He's finally now... Well, he's not even building dropships because he's building vessels. He has to. So there's no way of SPX attacking this base up in the top right. And there's going to be no way of him going down to the bottom left or even knowing about the bottom left base. I doubt he's ever going to scan that location because why would your opponent bother? Oh my god, it is going to be a lurker drop. Look at this, the Muteless flying in. Eriador coming in with a ton of Overlords. So many lurkers, but not many of them are unburrowing. Or they're actually... Oh my god, this is terrible. This is going perfectly for SPX. Wow. All of the Mutas go down, a lot of the Overlords go down. And SPX with the perfect defense. Yes, he's going to lose a couple of... depots, but why does it matter? He's going to lose all of his lurkers. Wow, that was a very big misstep. SPX is definitely in a better position now. He's still obviously behind. He's going against Hive Tech Zerg very soon. But yeah, Drone bet all on an Overlord drop and it just didn't work. I mean, SPX did scout and scan the fact there was a lot of lurkers in the main. So I think he kind of assumed that that was going to come in, especially when he saw the Overlord speed. But looks like we are going to have Hydralis morphing into lurkers at the front. Going to make it a little bit more difficult to push forward. A drone coming out here as well. Is he going to build another building? Yeah, this is why you need to stack your lurkers, guys, because otherwise Terran can just irradiate all of them. Now, if you keep an eye on the minimap, you'll see there is a double lurker drop going into the natural expansion. There is a lot of turrets here, but unfortunately for SPX, turrets do not shoot lurkers. They're going to have 2 lurkers lowering themselves on the high ground. The Overlord's going to go down, but it doesn't matter. This is going to be a lot of damage, although SPX with the perfect reaction time pulls his SCVs away. But remember, guys, SPX is on 1 base. He's getting a 2nd or a 3rd base up now. But he is going to be forced to fight into the worst possible location here to try and defend against this. He tried to push forward in the bottom as well, but there's lurkers here delaying his every move. A load of lurkers still coming in. Let's have a look at how good he can push forward. Looks like the lurker's going to be able to clean up a lot of these Marines. Nice target firing by Eriador here. He's going to lose his lurkers on the low ground, but the high ground lurkers are still alive. Gonna be forcing this gas to go down and just be really annoying. Now it looks like we did have a scan. Looks like you want to try and push forward. There's not too many lurkers here. And there is a ton of vessels. I mean, look at this. 6 vessels. Oh, the Scourge! Oh, he gets a vessel! Nicely done. Now, are we going to see and snare here? That would be a really good call. But looks like the Hydra's going to go down. The lurkers dropping into the mineral line, though. Nicely done. Gets a couple of SCVs, pulls away, and goes back on the high ground. Now, Eriador, his 4th gas is running. His 3rd base is up. His Queen's Nest is up. His Defiler Mound is up here in the worst possible location, I think. I think if you had a tank here, you might be able to shell this. So, definitely a weird position to put your Defiler Mound. Maybe he doesn't want to get dropped in the main. Wait, does SPX know about this top right base? He saw the drone go there earlier, but he's never actually scouted for it. SPX could think his opponent is super poor right now. That'd be crazy. And yeah, Green saying they don't call him Liquid Drone for nothing. He's got so many of them. The Hydralisks, unfortunately, unable to do too much. SPX has a very strong army out the front. I mean, there's no Defilers here just yet. There's no Swarm. So this could still be a very difficult position. Now, he already had that Lurker. I mean, SPX, yes, he's got less SCVs, but he's got a lot of units. He's done a very good job keeping his army alive. He's on 1-1. Against 1-1 for Eriador, so that's not too much of a big deal, but there are so many vessels, and Irradiate is so strong, he can't actually kill all of the vessels at the moment. He can't force enough lava into Scourge to take them all down. But we do have an Nidus Canal in the top right hand corner, so that is something. We finally do have Swarm, or at least Consume coming in. He does keep, there we go, so he does get the first Swarm in. Lurker Egg morphing doesn't take damage from the Irradiate, so that's a pretty good move. I don't know how he managed to irradiate a Hydralisk. I think he misclicked, but nice save on that Lurker Egg. The Lurkers under the Swarm obviously not going to go down. He irradiates another couple of units. The Vessel energy is going to start running low, but SPX doing a very good job. Unfortunately, this Hydra... Wait, is this Hydra really going to kill a tank? Is that what we're going to see here? Okay, the Lurker's going to move forward into a forward swarm. Is there going to be playing anytime soon? Doesn't look like he's going to save up for more thingies now. So SPX has scanned. He scanned the top right-hand base. Let's see what he can do about it. There is a Nidus Canal dangerously close to the wall here. And yeah, eggs don't take a radiate damage, in case you didn't know that. Now, a lot of Overlords going up here to the top right-hand corner. Vessel coming in to get this Defiler. Is there going to be a Plague? No, but there is going to be a Swarm. Interestingly, putting the Swarm down over the units. Their Plague is coming in, but it's a long way away, so does need to be careful. It is still 4 bases, but there is 3 bases for SPX. His bio upgrades 2 for 2 now, so doing a really good job with those. Now, looks like we are going to have those tanks pushing forward. They're in range of the Nidus. The Nidus goes down, so there's no way of reinforcing this position. One of the vessels goes down to the Scourge. Not bad. Okay, he does get another Swarm down. He is going to be able to get the Lurkers down on top of the tanks, so the tank's going to be forced to pull back. And they pull back perfectly on time. Now, there is going to be a double drop hitting into the top right-hand base. There's not actually that much defense up here. But things are still looking good. Wow, he's actually going to go in from multiple angles. The drop going into the main. There's not that many units back home. They all went through to the top right and they cannot get back. There is Lurkers coming back from the front, but is it going to be enough? There's no Swarm. The spawning pool looks like it could go down. No, is he going to save his spawning pool? The Fireman's such a good spot. Everything is looking so good for SPX right now. Eriador was in such a good spot. He went for a drop that didn't work. Double defense matrix, making sure to kill those Lurkers with very few losses. Another hatchery coming up in the main, but the spawning pool's going to go down. Luckily enough, most of the tech is not there. So Hydra's going to come back. He's going to be able to clean up. Oh, the Scourge on the vessel's doing so much. Hydras are going to help clean this up. But look how much damage it takes to get through a D-Matrix on a Firebat, man. SPX is doing so well. He kills all of the drones in the main base. Of course, Eriador still has 3 mining bases, but Hydralisk spawning. They can't out-damage the medics anymore. They only have 1-1 upgrades. And there is a huge number. Oh, there's a huge number of units coming down here. There's a Nonidus Canal again, but I think that goes to the other base. There's no units up there. He has a lot of units in the top right that cannot do anything. Pool coming up, but SPX looks like he's going to break his way through here. GG. Ariador taps out, and SPX takes game number 3. Now, unfortunately, that game was going very, very well for Ariador. He went for a big lurker drop to try and end the game, and unfortunately, it just didn't do enough. SPX did such an amazing job to come back and win the game. Wow, what an amazingly well-played game by SPX. I'm going to go for a quick break just to get another drink, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Okay, now starting in the top right hand position, we do have fighting for Ash in the blue. It's Radley. Radley is lifted as his science facility, and you know what that usually means? Covert ops, please?
That's right, you're right. Nuke silo on the way. Where is it? Natural? Yeah, it's at the natural. I actually would have built that back in the main, but obviously he had the scanner up there, so. Oh my gosh, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
This is the sickest.
He's gonna drop in the pizza wedge. Where's the optical flare? Optical flare right now, oh my god! It's fucking blind!
Yeah.
That's so sick.
And look at this.
Unbelievable.
Look at his vision, he can't see.
He can't do anything! Oh, he's got a second observer. Where's the second optical flare? Oh no, that's the same. Oh my god. How good is optical flare?
There we go, nuke's coming in. It lands. Kaboom!
And boom goes the dynamite. Hell yeah!
There's so many units here to defend this time, but wait.
Oh, feedback. Where is it? Oh, he fed back the
wait,
science vessel.
there's a ghost on the army. There's a nuke on the army somewhere. The units are all stuck.
There's no way.
Yeah, there is.
This army. No way.
Oh!
Are you kidding me? What? What?
And EMP though.
Actually, he needs a scan.
Lockdown. Lockdowning the observer. And the shuttle. There's 2 High Templar in the shuttle that can't do anything.
Oh, he's gonna cloak and kill this
army. But there we go. Nuke dropping down on those cannons. On one.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, there's the nuke.
Oh, it's a mined out base, but I don't care.
Yeah, and boom goes the dynamite. Hell yeah. It's 6 or 12. Yeah, just in time.
But this, oh my god, the ghost is gonna run out of energy.
Is he? The nuke's gonna go off though, right?
Yeah. Oh, and he still loses most of the probes. Blind nuke. Yeah, he's just gonna nuke. He's like, screw it. All of oh no, two dragoons. GG.
Ah, disgusting.
Okay guys, welcome back. We're gonna be heading into game number 4 between Red and iRk. If iRk win this game, they will be winning the match. And if Red win, we will be going to an ace match. Now, usually I would say an ace match is always possible, but when you look at the players, this could be tough for Red, but never rule anything out. Let's have a look at our map. It's going to be whiteout. Now, whiteout, your 3-player map for today. Very, very fun 3-player map. It's in the ladder map pool as well. Unlucky noob, how have you only just now followed? That must have cut off at some point, I guess, because I'm fairly certain you must have followed before. That's really weird. But either way, whiteout, very fun map. It is going to be a PvP. It's actually going to be our first. Oh no. I'm looking in OBS and it looks like a 0, but it's a 9. It's going to be our 10th PvP on this map. Protoss definitely coming out here a lot. Now, PvP wise, let's introduce Castle first. Castle, he's not had the best luck in STPL. He's only got 28% win rate. He is still in the top 150 players. But with 28% win ratio, he's not done too great. His PvP definitely his best matchup. Now, it's going to be tough because wow. Sorry, I'm losing my voice now, guys. His opponent fighting for iRk is going to be DeWalt, and that's why I said it's going to be difficult. Because essentially, DeWalt is one of the best Protoss players outside of Korea. He is the best non-Korean Protoss in the STPL, according to ELO, and he's also 14 wins, 2 losses against Protoss. 14 wins and 2 losses against Protoss. That is ridiculous. How on earth does someone win that many games in a row? And you want to know the amazing thing about that win streak? It's ongoing. He has won the last 10 PvPs in a row, and he could be making that 11. Currently, the highest all-time top streak was Yeti, but now it's tied with Yeti, Noob, and Bonneth. All of them have got 10 wins against Protoss in a row. My goodness, the four PvP gods of STPL here. This is going to be the 4th one. And with this, he could go above the others, and the others have already played this week, so that's going to be sick. Let's get into game number 4. It's going to be iRk's DeWalt against Red's Castle, and let's see if Castle is going to be able to hold, or if he's going to fall in a siege. Okay, starting us off here in the top right-hand position, we do have the red Protoss player from Canada fighting for red. It's Castle. And his opponent spawning up here in the top left-hand position is going to be the blue Protoss player fighting for iRk from Russia. It's DeWalt. I'm just going to say this now. The pre-order Nexus skin with this color of blue looks absolutely astounding. Wow. I love it. Now, depending on how long this game goes, well, in fact, it's not going to depend on how long this game goes. It's very likely that what we'll probably do is do the third series tomorrow, because we're going to have White Clan versus Valhalla team. It's going to be the third team, or the third place team against the second place team, and I want to do it justice, so I may delay that until tomorrow because it's getting quite late. I'm getting kind of tired. This is going to be a PvP. This could be the last game. It could be there could be an ace match after this. Now, I think a lot of players would agree that if Castle can take this game, it'd be a massive upset. I hope we do see it because, well, I'm conflicted, right? When you look at the win rate, like, it's going to pop up on your screens in like 20 seconds, I think. When you look at the versus Protoss win rates, I kind of want to see DeWalt get 11 wins in a row against Protoss. Forgive me, for I have sinned, but having 11-0 as your win rate against Protoss recently is just crazy. Oh my goodness. Like, how do you get that good? And yeah, Landowner, it's Castle. LML demanding people cheer for red. Landowner, do you reckon we'll see the Castle build this game? Not too sure. But looks like a lot of people throwing in their cheers for red. We got a Cybercore coming up for DeWalt. Castle is meanwhile going for 2 gates. So it's going to be 2 gate Zealot against Dragoon. Now, Dragoon against Zealot, usually, without micro, Zealots would win. But when you have the level of micro that DeWalt has, it's going to be very difficult for these Zealots to do anything. Now, that's not to rule out any damage, but definitely DeWalt is looking in a good spot in this game so far. We don't have any gas coming up yet for Castle, so he's pretty much going all in on Zealots for the time being. And is he going to be able to do any damage? We're going to probe in the main, the Zealot chasing the probe. Castle doing a pretty good job keeping that alive. But yeah, it's definitely going to look like it's going to be a little bit hard for Castle to do too much damage here, but obviously I don't want to count him out. because you never know what's going to happen in a best of one. Anyone can beat anyone in a best of one, and that is why, it being a global team league, why we can have incredibly good players, why when like we've got the best teams fighting off against each other, we have players like Best and Mind playing. I mean, oh wow, Castle is going to expand behind this. This is very rare. If you're going to go 2-gate Zealot, usually you would push. Now, he's going to use his 2-gate Zealot to fake aggression. He killed the probe, and he's just going to expand behind it. That's crazy. And Shad, you don't become a landowner without saving up money. As LML says, this could be a very difficult situation to hold on to. It's very risky to go for an expansion, but you can already see DeWalt has built a shield battery because he thought for certain that he was going to get pushed. And look at this, he's sending his first Dragoon out. Like, hold on. Where on earth are the Zealots? Oh, that was the second Dragoon. The first Dragoon going to go and check. I think he must have seen the expansion, or at the very least he must know that there's an expansion coming up behind this. And now DeWalt's going to be the one on the aggression, because he needs to make sure that he can break through and do some damage. Because if Castle is able to go unhindered, if he's able to get a second Nexus up, they're even on workers right now. Castle is even on supply with DeWalt at this stage in the game. Very difficult to do. And apparently this is actually the Castle build, so... Now, lucky noob, landowners are people, but landlords are not people. Landlords... I don't know what to say about landlords, but they shouldn't be able to own more than one property. It's not right. Here we go. Wow, is Castle going to get a probe? Oh my god, DeWalt is so good. How is he keeping these probes alive? How is Castle not attacking? Oh, he gets the probe! Moral victory here for Castle in the middle line. And he's actually now 5 probes ahead of his opponent, where he's had 2 Nexuses. Let's see what his production looks like. Oh, he cancels a probe. Oh, this really is going to be the Castle build, where he just he cuts way too many probes. Oh my goodness. I hope he doesn't cut too many. Okay, so probes are still being cut. He's building a lot of gateways, but the trouble is, yes, you can add a load of gateways on, but the problem is, if you don't have the economy to support them, they're not going to do anything. Now, this is where the Castle build really comes into effect, from what I understand from landowner memeing on him. Essentially, Castle builds an okay number of probes, and then he cuts them to get more gateways, and he doesn't resume probe production. So, because he's cut them so long, DeWalt, who was behind in expansions, he's always caught up in probes. So, this is definitely going to be a problem. Look at this, DeWalt is still producing probes off of both of his Nexuses. He understands the power of economy, and that's something that Castle, who's still cutting probes, is going to have trouble with. He's got a momentary supply advantage, but we've got a Reaver here for DeWalt. And I hate to tell Castle this, but when you're up against a Reaver and all you've got is, wait, how many gateways is this? 6? 6 gateways? And look at this. Okay, if he takes literally a single bit of probe damage, he is going to have put himself so far behind by cutting probes. Luckily enough, DeWalt unable to get the first probe to go, but there's no robo. It's 6 base, or 6 gate, no robo. What on earth is this build? Radley says deep 6. This is Protoss deep 6. Now, DeWalt's going to come in. He's going to see the lack of probes on the natural. There's still no probes being added on, losing 4 in that Scarab. Now, it looks like Castle is going to try and go in with a lot of units. There's not actually that many units back at home, so maybe he can break through. But the trouble is, as I said before, if you've got... Oh! Gets another 3 probes, and Castle still isn't building anymore. Now, let's see if Castle can break through. This is do or die for Castle. He has to break through. He has to kill his opponent. He now half of the workers. He cut workers far too long. And this all in, can it do the trick? There's a Reaver on the high ground, killing both of the Zealots. The Dragoons need to get up and kill the Reaver. They need to kill the Reaver. This is it. This is game over scenario. If he cannot kill this Reaver, looks like the shuttle's come. Wait. Oh, he got the Reaver in the shuttle. Okay, so at least he killed the shuttle Reaver. But he got the Reaver on the high ground, so that's something. He's actually managed to break through the Dragoons on the low. Oh, this Dragoon has taken so much hits. But looks like the probe's going to start pulling out. This is what happens when you have a load of probes. You can use them to fight. You can lose a few, and it's fine, because you've been building them the whole game. Castle is doing a decent amount of damage. He still needs to kill a lot more probes if he wants to be able to make this even. But he has managed to break through. He's broke DeWalt's front. And could this be an incredible upset? I was memeing on Castle earlier, but he's even up the probe count. He's starting to build them again. Now there is a Reaver again. The Nexus is still alive. But Castle has a ton of gateways. He's going to have a ton of units producing. He is going to be able to reinforce this very, very quickly. Now the problem is DeWalt has Reavers, and it doesn't matter how many goons you have. If there is 2 Reavers, those goons are going to melt like butter or like blue goo, so I guess more like Play-Doh. Probably stinks as well. Doesn't clean off of anything. Play-Doh is goddamn terrible, guys. Sorry for going on a tirade about Play-Doh, but when I was with my dad, my little sister was playing with Play-Doh, and oh my god, I hate it so much. Yeah, it's 2 base, 6 gateways, still no robos, still no tech from Castle. He's even on probes against DeWalt, but there's 2 Reavers. Let's count them. 1, 2. And you know what 2 Reavers do? They kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They kill 1,000,000 Dragoons, okay? And here we go. Looks like the Dragoon's getting in. And oh, he targets one of the Reavers immediately. But taking a ton of damage. Whoa, that Scarab. Woohoo! That was close. And yeah, Play-Doh won't be the sponsor of Season 3. Impotentious saying intellectual talking about Plato, actually talking about Play-Doh. Yeah, that was a bad attack, unfortunately. Maybe Castle got a little bit too eager to win the game. But Castle is at a probe lead, at least he was. And there is a Reaver coming over into the main. There is no cannon, there's no units. And looks like DeWalt's going to push out at this time exactly to go in with the Reaver at the same time and end the game. DeWalt very good at multi-prong attacks, but DeWalt is losing the battle at the front. But he is killing a ton of probes. The probes all transferring into the natural. Can he get them with 1 Scarab? This would be massive. Oh, the Scarab! No, he targets the wrong probe. Oh my goodness. He doesn't kill nearly as many as he wanted to, but the Nexus is being broken at the natural of DeWalt. This is such a crazy PvP. I have no idea what I'm watching. The Reaver has gone down. And oh my god, the Nexus is going to go down from DeWalt. Oh my goodness. But the Dragoons are going to get caught. The Dragoons are going to go down. Oh my god, what are we watching? This is such a crazy game. DeWalt is in a position where he's on the ropes against Castle. Castle has so many probes. DeWalt has so many probes. Immediately, DeWalt rebuilds the Nexus. The Reaver gonna do its best to try and deal with these Dragoons, but it's gonna be very difficult to get the... Oh, no, the Scarab's gonna go up there regardless. Castle definitely at an advantage for now, but it is DeWalt. DeWalt can come back from some crazy situations. We saw it with SPX against Ariador, and Castle still has time to cut probes. And if Castle cuts probes again, it's going to be difficult. Now, of course, if Castle can win this game, it will be a massive, massive upset. Things are still not over just yet, but there is still time for DeWalt. He's going to be able to rebuild his shuttle. He can still fly in. Why are Castle's probes all here? He's actually oversaturated as main and undersaturated as natural. This mineral line, or mineral field, isn't even mining. Oh no. Oh, Castle, don't do it. Castle's moving forward with all he's got. He doesn't want to throw the game, but it looks like he could do. If he goes in to this location, he is going to lose all of his units. DeWalt coming. Oh my god, Castle saw the units. He's going to get some free Dragoons, and that's certainly going to benefit him. But no, he can't chase him into the... He can't chase him into the far... No, why are you going in? Castle, no! You have an advantage. Why throw it away? He's going for the Reavers, but he's not going to be able to get them. He loses a ton of Dragoons. And all of a sudden, DeWalt is looking like he's in a fighting position again. And Castle getting a little bit too eager to end the game, not realizing how good DeWalt's macro is. And DeWalt is now the one with the observers, with the Reavers, with the shuttle. He is going to be pushing back here against Castle. And I don't think Castle has the unit comp to deal with this. He just doesn't have any... He's still not got any tech buildings. It's 14 minutes into the game. He's going to try and shoot the shuttle down, but he's not going to be able to do it. 2 Reavers killing absolutely everything at the front. Castle's supply is going to start to plummet here. And Castle looks like he wants to hide a base. But unfortunately, you're not going to be... Oh, is he going to hide a pylon and just try and, like... eke out the game? I mean... You can try and hold on, but... Yeah, the game's pretty much over. Gateways, DeWalt has 5 as far as I can see. Castle going to push forward. He's going to try and break his way through, but DeWalt just has far too many units. 0-0 upgrades for both players. GG, Castle taps out. It was only 4 gateways for DeWalt, by the way. But that goes to show how powerful Reavers are. Just 1 second. Now, Castle, I'm going to be honest. I thought at first he had no chance. He proved me wrong. He came back. He started rebuilding his probes again. And he was doing well. He was actually doing really, really well. And then he did too many botched attacks. And Green, Green saying, I call for an investigation. DeWalt paid Castle to attack. Well, it's possible, but I don't think that happened. But yeah, it looks like iRk going to win the series 3-1. Very, very nice for iRk. Unfortunate, of course, for our Protoss player Castle. He did so well against DeWalt. Got a little bit too overeager. After all the Dildo King sponsor talk earlier, not going for it. But let's have a look at the results. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's a 3-1 victory for iRk. Unfortunately for Red, Eriador and Castle both come very, very close, but both with very botched attacks, unable to pull it out. And that's going to mean that for the final week, iRk are going to move ahead. And yet, once again, thank you so much for all you guys have tuned in. We've made it to 150 viewers today. That's the highest we've had in a long time. Glad you've enjoyed the show so far. Now, it is getting relatively late for me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast White versus Valhalla team tomorrow. I want to make sure that I'm fighting fit for that, because that should be an amazing series. It'll be in the same place, same time, 2100 CET even, not EST. That would be like 3 AM for me, or 2 AM or something. Lucky Noob saying you will transform into a StarCraft 1 unit and live the rest of your life as that unit. What would that unit be and why? Probably be a ghost so I could cloak and hide away from everything. Just saying. I could also toss nukes around. That'll be cool. It'll be 2100 CET tomorrow, but I'm going to reload the overlay so we can have a look at how the rankings have changed after that series. Then I'll obviously do a shout out to the sponsor and everything, and we'll find someone to raid. Shamtu saying Dark Templar over Ghost, but Ghost can, like, they can throw nukes out, they can lock down people. I'm gonna go for a Ghost. DTs, I don't know, they're not like, well, they're good units, but let's look at the team rankings. We got Soul in first. That's obviously not changed from today. They did get their 11th win in a row. DM continued to stay in 13th. iRk keep 4th. Red keep 5th. Nothing's actually changed. Cham2 saying you need a silo and you can only cloak so long. That is a very fair point. Yeah, but in Ventura, if I merge with someone else, it'll be like Piccolo merging with Cammy. I'll just be the voice in someone's head. Because they'll obviously be stronger than me, so that would suck. But yeah, things haven't changed in the leaderboard, but it puts Red closer to Eternal Friends, to Naz, to Ash, to Net Wars, to Clan Revolution, and to Bull. All is still to play for. We've got one more game from Week 11. That'll be cast tomorrow at 2100 CET. Once again, a massive shout out to our two sponsors, Liquipedia for the $500 donation to the initial prize pool, and Matcherino for all the codes they've given us. There's still codes to use, so if you head in to the link here, I'm going to post the link again, hit the Matcherino link, use the code STPL to add a free 50 cents to the prize pool, completely free, and the more of that we use, the more likely we are to get more codes later on. Just to quickly have a look at the prize pool, thanks to some very generous donations from community members, we are currently looking at a $1,300 prize pool. That's $200 less than Season 1, but if you want to help that go up throughout the playoffs, you can donate at matcherino.com at the link. So there are other games this week. There'll be White versus Valhalla team tomorrow. Then we'll move on to Week 12, which will be cast on Friday. So gonna be pretty cool regardless. We are stopping for today. I'm quite tired. It's 11 PM almost, and my voice is tired. We've had some crazy games today. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'm gonna find someone to raid, so don't go anywhere. Go and see their stream instead. Have a good day.